Have you ever looked at someone and thought, wow, they've made it? Nice car, luxury apartment, designer clothes, expensive vacations. Everything about their life looks successful. But what if I told you that some of the people who look the richest are actually under the most financial pressure? They're rich on paper, but broke in reality. And once you understand why this happens, you'll start looking at money very differently. Because one of the biggest financial illusions in modern society is confusing income with wealth. Most people assume that if someone earns a lot of money, they must be financially secure. That sounds reasonable. After all, more money should solve money problems, right? But real life doesn't always work that way. Imagine two people. Person A earns $200,000 a year. Person B earns $70,000 a year. Most people instantly assume person A is wealthier. But what if person A spends almost everything they make? Huge mortgage, luxury car payment, credit card debt, expensive vacations, subscriptions, dining out constantly? Meanwhile, person B lives below their means. They save money, invest consistently, avoid unnecessary debt, and build assets over time. Who is actually wealthier? The answer surprises a lot of people, because wealth isn't about how much money comes in, it's about how much stays. That's the part nobody talks about. Society trains people to focus on earning, get a better job, get a promotion, increase your income. And earning more money is important, but income alone doesn't create wealth. Behavior creates wealth. Think of income as water flowing into a bucket. If the bucket has holes everywhere, it doesn't matter how much water you pour in. It keeps leaking out. That's exactly how many high earners live. Money comes in, money goes out. Month after month, year after year. And eventually, they become trapped by the lifestyle they created. This usually doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly. Someone gets a raise, they upgrade their apartment, then they upgrade their car, then their wardrobe, then their vacations, then their social circle changes, and before they realize it, their expenses have quietly expanded to match their income. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons people stay financially stuck. The strange thing is that every upgrade feels reasonable. A slightly nicer car doesn't seem extreme, a slightly better apartment feels deserved, a few extra luxuries feel harmless, but together, they create an expensive life that constantly demands money. And now the person isn't working to build freedom, they're working to maintain a lifestyle. That's a huge difference. Here's where psychology enters the picture. Humans adapt incredibly fast. The first luxury purchase feels exciting, the first expensive vacation feels amazing, the first premium apartment feels like success. But eventually, it becomes normal. The excitement fades, the payments stay. This is why people often feel disappointed after reaching financial goals they once dreamed about. They expected lasting happiness. Instead, their brain adjusted. And now they need something bigger to feel the same excitement again. More income, more spending, more upgrades. The cycle continues. And because social media constantly shows people bigger houses, nicer cars, and more luxurious lifestyles, the finish line keeps moving. What felt successful yesterday suddenly feels average today. This creates a dangerous illusion. People start spending money not to improve their lives, but to keep up with appearances. And appearances are expensive. That's why some people earning six figures still feel stressed every month, not because they don't earn enough, but because their obligations grew just as fast as their income. Now, let's talk about something most people never think about. Financial freedom isn't measured by what you own. It's measured by how long you could survive if your income stopped tomorrow. Think about that. If your paycheck disappeared today, what would happen? Would you be okay for a few months, a year, several years? Or would financial panic begin immediately? That answer tells you far more about wealth than your salary does. Because true wealth creates options. It creates flexibility. It creates peace of mind. Many people who look rich don't have those things. Instead, they're financially dependent on their next paycheck. And dependency creates stress. Stress creates fear. Fear creates bad financial decisions. The cycle repeats. This is why some people with modest incomes feel surprisingly secure. Their expenses are controlled, their savings are growing, their investments are working quietly in the background. They're building ownership instead of appearances, and ownership changes everything. Assets produce income. Assets create freedom. Assets reduce dependency. Meanwhile, status purchases often do the opposite. They create obligations, monthly payments, maintenance costs, financial pressure. Now, this doesn't mean you should never enjoy nice things. That's not the lesson. The lesson is understanding the difference between looking wealthy and becoming wealthy.